Hey, we are back. Let's try this again, okay? So, welcome. Thank you for joining me again. I'm very much enjoying getting together with you here every day. So, if you're watching a replay, please make sure that you put hashtag replay in the comments because just because we didn't get together today live does not mean that you don't deserve a proper greeting. Okay, so if you're watching this via the replay, make sure that you put hashtag replay in the comments. Okay. All right. Well, I am Dr. Ebony L. Truss, founder of the Unbecoming Movement, and today is a good day to have a good day. I'm live again today, and I'm loving it like McDonald's. It is the third day of 2023, and we are still getting to know each other. So, thank you for joining me here. So far, during our first day together, I shared some things that are important for you to know about me. And yesterday, I shared some things that are important for you to know about you. And so today, we are going to continue along those same lines and continue to define our terms because I feel like we are going to be spending a lot of time together this year. And so we got to know what's what between us, right? Yes. Now, as the founder of the Unbecoming Movement, what I get to do, and you've heard me say this before, is I get to equip leaders to rediscover what they were born to say and do so that they show up in the world purposefully, powerfully, and productively. And just like yesterday, I want to highlight again just one part of that being statement to rediscover. I want to highlight that today. Let's talk about it. So, for a long time, I taught elementary school, right? And that included teaching English and language arts. So, for the sake of this conversation today, I want to break this word rediscover down and provide some context. Not at all trying to insult your intelligence. I promise it's purely for context. Okay. Now, the word rediscover is made up of two parts. We got a prefix, re, and a root word, discover. Now, what a prefix is designed to do is to change the meaning of the root word to which it is attached. So the prefix re means again, right? So when you add re to a root word, it means to do whatever that root word means over again. So, for example, the word reheat, if we're talking about cooking, reheat would mean to warm something up again, to apply a higher temperature to something again, right? So now, discover, the word discover means to find something for the first time or something that had not been known before. Now, that said, to rediscover then means to find the thing you already found one time again, find it again, or to find out again something that had already been known before. Stay with me. I'm going to say it this way. To rediscover means to discover again something once forgotten or ignored. I want to say it one more time for all the people in the back and for all my replay. To rediscover means to discover again something once forgotten or ignored. Now, that said, here's what's important to know about me is that I equip leaders, that's you, to discover again something they've forgotten or ignored. I can break that down even more because it's critical. You absolutely got to catch this. I was born to provide you with what you need to once again discover and reclaim that thing that you've forgotten or ignored about yourself. I love it. This is what the unbecoming message and movement are all about. Here's the thing. You were born knowing in your knower who you be, meaning you came here knowing exactly who you were called to be and what you could do as a result. But then as we get older, the lie of becoming begins to invite us to like dumb ourselves down, as it were, to not be so daring, so audacious, so risk taking in our lives. Here's what the lie of unbecoming sometimes sound like when you're younger. No, you might get hurt if you try that. Or, nah, that won't work. It could sound something like, you're just like your daddy, good for nothing. Or it may sound something like, no, you can't start a business. You just need to go and get a good job and you'll be fine. I could, of course, go on, but my point is this: the lie of becoming sounds like well meaning others telling you what you can't or you shouldn't do because of how they feel or because of their own personal experience. It could also be because they are intimidated by your potential or because that person feels that their engagement with you will somehow change. I've experienced all of this. Now, the old folks say a lie doesn't care who tells it. And that's true of the unbecoming lie. It doesn't care how it gets told, as long as once it's told, you adopt that as your own belief about yourself. There's a reason why toddlers are so daring. They feel invincible and they say and do things they to show that they think that. I know my two sons did when they were small. In fact, my son Gabriel thought he could be a superhero complete with an alter ego and powers up until he was about 11 years old. Now, I could have warned my son and squashed his dream by saying something like, "No, that's dumb, son. Superheroes aren't real. That's just on TV. You are a regular person. Don't get your hopes up." Totally could have said that. And listen, there isn't anything inherently evil about me saying something like that. But at the same time, it also wouldn't have done anything to help my son realize and unpack who he was born to be. Here's the thing: kids believe that they can literally be anything until they run into the becoming lie and they're told they can't. So, something else that's important for you to know about me is that I'm a follower of Christ. Now, even if you aren't, that's okay. We can still be friends. In fact, that's my heart's desire, that we can still be friends because you are my people. I just needed you to know that I am a Christ follower because of what I'm about to say. As a Christ follower, God has given me spiritual gifts, things like discernment, prophecy, wisdom, and knowledge. And I get to use those gifts to equip every single person I come in contact with. So that includes you, right? Now, my sons are followers of Christ as well. So they also have spiritual gifts. And they too get to use those gifts to help every single person they meet. So when my son and I would talk about him being a superhero, how he had to leave at night like Batman to go help people, instead of shooting him down and telling him it was impossible, I would ask him things like, "So when you go out, son, how are you going to help these people?" And so over time, I helped him to see he couldn't be a superhero like in the comic books or movies because those are fictional characters. But the gifts he was born with are real and that he could use them to help other people. I helped him to identify what he was sensing and frame it so he could live into it. Instead of forcing him to become something else, I equipped him to be. All right, so we're going to bring it on back home. Throughout your life, people have likely told you similar things. Parents, teachers, pastors, coaches, bosses, gurus, business experts, they all have an opinion about what you should do with your life and in your life. And becoming looks like living in their opinions instead of living in purpose. I said yesterday, I was born to equip leaders to rediscover, to provide you with what you need to once again discover and reclaim that thing that you've forgotten or ignored about yourself, to rediscover who you be instead of who you've become. I mentioned yesterday that when we talk about unbecoming, we're having a life conversation. And I also said that any places in your life where you are trying to become something or someone, it's in those same places that you're living a lie, because it's in those places of becoming someone or something else where you are living outside of your divine purpose and power and working too hard mentally, physically, and emotionally in the process. It's all a part of unbecoming. And I'd like the honor of equipping you to rediscover. So, if I had to sum up today's unbecoming conversation with one sentence, I'd say this: friend, in your life right now, a rediscovery may be in order because you may be becoming instead of being. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you for joining me today. If you got something out of this, I want to invite you to like, subscribe, share, and of course, leave a comment, especially if you are a replay viewer. This has been Dr. Ebony L. Trust, founder of the Unbecoming Movement, where I get to equip leaders, that's you, to rediscover what they were born to say and do so that you show up in the world purposefully, powerfully, and productively. My question to you today and every day is, will you be? If you don't know or you aren't sure because you always lived your life becoming, we need to talk. And soon. I'll see you next time.